Ganapataye Namaha. Welcome to everyone. I'm very happy to do this video for Astrology English channel. Sometimes I may do it in Tamil too. I'm going to introduce you a very unusual astrologer. His name is Vijay Pandit. Astrology did a show, couple of shows I believe, where I happened to watch it and then it blew my mind. He knew everything about the interviewer just by knowing to know only her name. He knew where the planets are. He knew what happened in her life, who her husband was, and everything. So I was, kind of very impressed. I know astrology a little bit, but I have never known a person like him, and the kind of astrology that he practices is an eye-opener. The only thing I can think about to explain him properly to the scientific community is to call him as a generative AI astrologer. Generative AI is the recent development of artificial intelligence, where the output is a lot more richer and varied and reveals structures and patterns which no other AI program will do. It's the ultimate finding. It is still being developed. To put it simply, for those who do not have a background, generative AI is like looking at a cell with an electron microscope, or a bacteria, or any microbe with high power electron microscope. With the naked eye, you couldn't see anything, but with the microscope, you could see everything. So, and he had that kind of a brain, which I was able to understand listening to some of his videos after I just watched the video that he did for Astrology. And he said that when I wanted to know what really is going on in his mind and in his brain, he says that whenever he listens to the raga, or the musical note in Carnatic music called Amrita Varshini, and he thought that his mind was, the brain was exploding. And then he listened to it, and he still listens to it. That will be a great thing, because I have done not music research, but how sounds affect the brain, and even at the neurotransmitter levels. I have done this with a Harvard scientist at Harvard, and so the important thing here is to know about the omniscience that you can also develop through astrology, and the good model will be to look at Sri Vijay Pandit of Coimbatore, and so something very very hilarious for you to listen about him is somebody came to see him with with her horoscope. And the first thing he said, "Did you buy sunflower oil yesterday?" Who cares? That's will be the. But you should care for that, because how did he know about it? And it was a fact that she bought sunflower oil. And then the way he explains is what impressed me very much. He said, sunflower oil represents three planets. Sun is not a planet; it's a star. And Venus, the flower, represents the flower, and Saturn represents the world. And then this is by looking at these celestial beings or planets, I was able to figure out that. So all this have to happen in super fast time for him to understand that. Everything that he begins to know comes through the planets, and then he reveals that to people. And it is not only the past, that's the most important thing. It's also about the future, and also about space, which is Vastu. So he was saying that he bought a house, and then he didn't even move into the house. But the house had a toilet in a wrong place, in the northeast, I believe. That's what he said. What happened, his father died even before he moved into the house. So that is how space can influence you. Space can influence you. And then I remember that a story from Krishna Dev Raya. He was told that he would die, no matter what. This is what the astrologer said. Krishna Dev Raya himself was a mystic, not just a king. Then he went to his guru, Vyasaraja, and then he said, "This is what the astrologers are saying. There is no remedy, that I am going to die. Death will strike you only if you are a king at the throne at this time. So why don't I do something for you? You won't sit in the throne on that day, and then I will be the king." So, oh my God. And the king trusted the guru, and then he gave the crown for one day to Vyasaraja, and then Vyasaraja went and sat on the throne, and Yama could not do anything with Vyasaraja. So this is real. Vastu is the study of time and space. You won't be able to you won't be able to separate time from space. So this is a very important thing. I've done many videos on time and space, and how the conversation between Dattatreya and his guru Parasurama. Okay, very important that Raman Maharshi used to adore that book very, more than any other book. But to come back to Sri Vijay Pandit, and he's an amazing person. So there is a great opportunity to now study the brain, study the planets, study time, study space in the light of generative AI. That is what the lesson for the future generation of people. Then you can contribute a lot. And generative intelligence is abundantly available. If you read textbooks like Yoga Vasishta, or Patanjali's Yoga Sutra, or Shiva Sutra, and then you connect them with the planets, and then see a living person like Vijay Pandit, and I'm sure there may be some others too, but I do not know them. Okay, at least this one, and person was really, he's impressed me a lot. and he can contribute a lot, just not by giving readings, but by teaching people, not in a traditional way, but maybe maybe collaborate with IIT Chennai, or even in Coimbatore, there may be institutions who are willing to collaborate with him to study the brain, because the brain science is not a new science. It's a science that was known to the Vedic Pandits. Okay, for instance, the one thing that I did in my PhD was to understand the human brain in terms of the five faces of Shiva. This is Tatputra is the frontal lobe, Agora is this right brain, Vamadeva is the left brain, and Satyajata is the occipital lobe and also the cerebellum, and the Isana is somewhere at the top of the brain, slightly slanting towards the left brain. These are all there, you have to, you should not just throw away Hinduism just like that as superstition, or the astrology as superstition, especially younger generation of scholars and scientists. They have to work in close association with people like Sri Vijay Pandit, and that will be a great help for themselves, for the country, and for the entire world. God bless.